Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, you're welcome to Sew with Mediva. And if you're a returning subscriber or a returning viewer, thank you for sticking to my channel. In today's video, I'll be showing you guys how to make this shared maxi jumpsuit with pockets on the sides. And I achieved this style using 3.5 yards of African print fabric. So if this is something you are interested in, make sure to keep watching and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, subscribe to my channel and share to your loved ones. So I made use of this beautiful African print fabric. I'm needing between 3 yards to 4 yards depending on the size of the person that you're working with. For mine I made use of 3.5 yards. So I also have my other sewing materials here, my tape roll, my chalk, my ruler and my scissors. And you also need your elastic thread for the upper part of this jumpsuit. So this jumpsuit is in two parts. The upper one is the stretchy part of the jumpsuit, while the lower part is the basic baggy pants. So I've gone ahead to cut out my fabric. This is going to be for the upper part, and I have the front panel in a fold of 2 and the back panel is also in a fold of 2. So to get the wideness of fabric to cut out, you're going to divide the biggest part of your body by 4. Mine is my hip measurements, which is 44 inches. Divided by 4 is 11 inches, and I added 5 extra inches to it, making a total of 16 inches. So we're adding this allowance because this upper part is going to be stretchy and you want it to be able to stretch and pass through your hip when you're trying to wear your jumpsuit, because this jumpsuit has no zipper. So the front panel is 16 inches on fold and the back is also 16 inches on fold. So for the length of this upper part, I'll go ahead to mark out a starting line at the upper part of my fabric this way. And since it's in form of an off shoulder, I'm going to place my tape roll 8 inches above the starting line. So I'm using 8 inches because from my shoulder to my chest line is 8 inches and I want my jumpsuit to sit directly on the chest line. You can decide to make yours lower if you want to. And then I'll go ahead to mark the length of the upper part, which is 21 inches. So the upper part is not going to be as long as 21 inches because the fabric is still going to shrink after shearing. So let's go ahead now to mark out the lines on the wrong side. So I'm going to open up my fabric this way. So this is the wrong side of my fabric and I'm going to come down by the 1 inch I took initially. So this 1 inch is going to serve as the folding allowance at the top of your jumpsuit. You can also just run it on your weaving machine if you have one. So I'll go ahead to mark it out. So from that line, I'm going to mark 0.5 inches all the way down to the full length of my fabric. So I ended up using 1/4 inch for mine because the closer your stitch, the more your fabric will shrink. I hope you guys understand. So I'm marking 1/2 inch all the way down. So I'll take my long ruler now and just extend the lines all the way from edge to edge. So marking out these lines is going to guide you when you are stitching so that you have very straight stitches. So I'm going to mark it all the way down this way. So whatever you're doing on your front panel, you're also going to do it on the back panel. So after marking out, this is what we have. So I'm going to be stitching down on these lines. So the first thing I'm going to do is to fold in the upper part of my fabric this way. Just fold it very thin like this and then go ahead to stitch it all the way down. After stitching, this is what it looks like. So right now we'll be fixing our elastic thread into the bobbin. So the lower part of your machine you're going to be replacing with an elastic thread. So go ahead to just roll the elastic thread on your bobbin this way. So make sure not to pull the thread while you are rolling it. Just go ahead to just roll it lightly on your bobbin till it gets full. So after rolling, I'll go ahead now to fix it into the bobbin case this way and then bring it out just like you do with your normal thread. So if you notice that that place is too tight, you just go ahead to loosen the tension of the bobbin case. Go ahead to roll the tension and then you can see mine has passed through already. So I'll take you guys now to the sewing machine while we share on our fabric. So we're going to be using the regular thread at the upper part of your fabric, the one that passes in through your needle. So go ahead now to fix the elastic thread and pass it out just like you usually do. So you're going to start with the upper part of the fabric and then go ahead to just run a straight stitch all the way down. Go ahead, so you're going to stitch on the line all the way down this way. So you can see that the fabric is already having a slight squeeze while we are stitching. So keep stitching this way on all the lines to create your shared fabric. So instead of cutting your thread all the time you get to the edge, just stop at this point. Stop, just leave like half of an inch allowance and then turn your fabric this way, stitch down to the next line and then turn the fabric again. So this is going to save you the stress of cutting your thread when you get to the edge. So just go ahead to follow the lines that you've marked out already. So when you get to the edge, just turn the fabric this way and continue stitching. So after I shared the fabric for the front panel and for the back, this is what we have. So let's go ahead to measure what we have now. So for the wideness, I have about 16 inches there, as you can see. So my fabric was reduced to half of the initial size. I hope you guys understand, but it stretches very well, so it's still going to fit perfectly. And for the length, I have about 19 inches, as you can see. So I want the length for this upper part to be around 18 inches. So I'm going to use the remaining 1 inch as my joining allowance. So you can also reduce the length by cutting it. You can reduce it to your half length. It just depends on what you want. So moving to the lower part, I'm going to have to cut out my fabric and it's in a fold of 2. So to get the wideness of fabric to fold, the first thing you're going to do is to divide your hip measurement by 4. Mine is 11 inches and I added 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance to make 13 inches, and then I added 3 extra inches to it for my crotch extension. So in total I have 17 inches wide fabric on a fold. So when you open up you have about 34 inches. So the first thing I'm going to do is to mark out about 1 inch at the upper part of my fabric, which is going to serve as my joining allowance, and then mark out the full length of my pants. So since I already have 18 inches at the upper part and the full length of my jumpsuit is around 60 inches, taking out 18 inches from 60, I'm going to be left with 42 inches for the lower part. So I'm going to be marking about 43 inches because of the folding allowance. So from the waistline, the upper line, I'm going to come down to my hip line, which is 10.5 inches. And from the waistline, I'll also come down to my crotch depth. So to get your crotch depth, divide your hip measurement by 4 and add 1.5 inches to it. So for mine, it is 12.5. But since it's a jumpsuit, I added 1 extra inch to it to make 13.5 inches. And for your tie line, just come down by 2 inches from the crotch line. So guys, let me make a quick correction. If your upper bodice falls below your half length just like mine, you don't need to add that extra 1 inch to your crotch depth. Just make use of whatever crotch depth you use for making pants, because if you add that extra 1 inch, your crotch is going to be too long and you won't like it. So for mine, I had to adjust my crotch depth back to 12.5, which is what I use when I'm making a normal pant. So I'll come over now to the hip line. From the closed angle of the fabric, I'll mark my hip measurements divided by 4. I'll add 1 inch for ease and 1 inch for seam allowance to make 13 inches. So I'm going to mark the 13 inches on the crotch line and also on the waistline, and then connect the 3 points together. After connecting, the next thing is to get your crotch extension. So divide your hip measurement by 4. Whatever you got, divide it by 4 again. So for mine, I got approximately 3 inches, and then I'll go ahead to form a curve this way. After that, I'll measure what I have on the crotch line all the way to the extension and then mark out the midpoint, which is 8 inches for mine. And then I'll use a ruler to just connect it all the way to the tie line this way. So go ahead now to measure around your tie. Make sure to leave some allowance. So for mine, I got 28 inches. Divided by 2 is 14 inches. So I'm going to mark that 14 inches on this line. I'll share 7 inches on both sides of the line this way and then connect it all the way to the extension. I'll also connect the side all the way to the hip line this way. And then right now, take my long ruler and just extend these lines all the way down. So this is just how to make a straight palazzo pant. And then I'll also connect this side all the way down. So this is basically all for the front panel of the pant. Let's go ahead now to cut it out. After cutting out, the next thing we want to work on is the back panel. And I have another fabric in a fold of two, as you can see. So I'm going to place the front panel on the back panel this way. So the back panel is about 4 inches wider than the front because of the crotch extension. And towards the upper part, I have an allowance of 1 inch for the butt allocation. So this is what we have. And on this side, I have no allowance at all because I have all the allowance added to the front panel. So I'm going to be extending the back crotch by 3 inches, the same thing I used in front. And then I'll connect the lines this way. And on the hip line, I'm going to come out by 2.5 inches. And then I'll go ahead to connect it all the way to the crotch line this way. So you have to make sure that your back crotch and your front crotch are on the same line, as you can see, and then connect it all the way to the waistline this way. So after doing that, I'll go ahead to mark 2 inches all the way down. This is going to serve as the inner seam allowance. So I'll mark 2 inches all the way down this way and connect it to the back crotch. After connecting, I'll go ahead to slant the waistline all the way to the side. This is basically all for the back. Let's go ahead to cut it out. Then I'll cut out the sides and open it up. So you can decide to take out 1 inch from the waistline just to give it a bit of shape. It depends on you. So after that, I'll take it to my sewing machine now and go ahead to close up the crotch using half of an inch all the way down. I'll also do the same thing for this other side. I'll turn them right sides facing each other this way, and then I'll go ahead to close up the crotch. So when I'm done with that, I'll show you guys. After closing up, this is what we have. You can go ahead now to open up the seam and iron it out so that it appears very neat on the right side. So the next thing we want to do is to attach our pocket. I'll be using a simple inseam pocket. I'll come down by 1 inch from the waistline this way, and I have the fabric for my pocket cut out already. The depth of the fabric is 10 inches while the wideness is 7 inches. So I'll place the right side of the fabric facing the pants this way, and then go ahead to stitch it down on this side and stitch it on the other side. So I'll repeat the same process on the back panel, and then I'll go ahead to stitch it. When I'm done stitching, I'll show you guys the next thing to do. So after stitching, this is what it looks like. You can go ahead to just iron the seam so that it lays down flat. Next thing we want to do is to join the upper and the lower parts together. So I'll fold the upper part into two this way and get the midpoint towards the base. And so I'll place that notched area facing the midpoint of my pants this way. I'll also pin the sides together like this. So make sure the right sides are facing each other, and I'll pin the other side as well. So after pinning, you're going to stretch the upper part of your jumpsuit so that it fits into the waistline of your pants. I hope you guys understand. So while stretching, just go ahead to pin it down. You stretch the upper part so that it fits into the waistline of your pants. I hope you guys understand. Just follow exactly what I'm doing in the video. So stretch it so that it fits into the waistline of your pants this way. So after pinning this side, I'm going to come over to the other side and also pin the fabric. So like I said, make sure to stretch the fabric while you are pinning. So after pinning, you can see that the waistline of the pants has gathered into the size of the upper part. So it is still going to stretch out when you try to wear it. So I'll take it to the sewing machine now and go ahead to join the two pieces together. So make sure to stretch out the fabrics while you are sewing, and you don't have to use an elastic thread for this part. Just make use of your regular sewing thread, but make sure you stretch out while you are sewing. So I'm going to repeat the same process on the back panel. Get the midpoint of the upper part and then place it right sides facing each other this way. Go ahead to pin the sides and then stretch out the upper part so that it fits into the waistline of your pants. After that, take it to the sewing machine and join it together. And while joining, make sure to stretch the fabric so that it retains the elasticity. So after I joined it together, this is what it looks like. So you can see that the waistline of the pants still stretches to the initial size. And I did exactly the same thing on the back panel, as you can see. So the next thing we want to do is to join the front and the back panels together. I'll place them right sides facing each other this way and then go ahead to mesh the crotch area. I'll secure with my pin and then stitch it all the way down using half an inch allowance. When I'm done with that part, I'll come over to the other side and stitch it all the way down as well. Before I close up the sides, I'm going to attach the fabric I'll be using to create the halter neck design. I have it cut out already, folded and turned over to the right side, and this is what we have. So you're going to be fixing this strap to the front panel of your jumpsuit. So from the top of my jumpsuit, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches and then pin the open side of my strap to it this way, and then go ahead to stitch it down. I'll repeat the same process on the other side. Take the open angle of your strap and then go ahead to stitch it down on the front panel of your jumpsuit. So I'll go ahead to do that and then close up the crotch and show you guys. So guys, after I close up the crotch, this is what it looks like, and I've also gone ahead to stitch down my straps to the front panel of my jumpsuit. So the next thing I'm going to do now is to close up the side. So make sure to place the straps at the center of the jumpsuit so that you don't stitch on it. I hope you guys understand. And then place the back panel facing it this way. So I use my pins to hold it down because of the stretch. So after pinning the stretchy part, I'll take it to my sewing machine now and use 1 inch to close it up all the way down. When I get to the pocket area, I'll leave the footer up. I'll turn the fabric and go ahead to stitch it using this curved shape, following the curved shape. And when I get to that part, I'll leave the footer up again, turn the fabric and close up the sides using 1 inch. So I'm going to repeat the same process on the other side. I'll close it up this way. So after closing up the sides, I'll show you guys the finished product. So this is what we have after closing up the site. So your strap is going to go this way. You can decide to style it anyhow you want depending on you. And I also went ahead to finish up the base of the pants by folding it twice, and this is what we have, and this is the pocket. So this is what we end this video for today, guys. I hope you found it useful and I hope you learned something new. This jumpsuit will fit between a size 10 to a size 14. So don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, leave a comment, and I'll see you guys in my next video.